Mm-hmm. Have you ever been around Sean Puffy Combs?
Yeah, of course. I've been around him. I had to work with him.
Have you ever seen?
I've been around him.
Nah,
I've been
I ain't
around him in the
never.
studio. I've been around him at parties.
I've been around him. I've had.
You've been a Puffy party lineup?
I've been around him at parties. I went to a New Year's party down in Miami. Him and Jamie Foxx was on the stage, and they was sitting there with their shirt off, and they was having a good old time, sweating and dancing up behind each other.
What year did you go? What year was that?
Oh my God, we talking about this had to be 99.
Oh,
yeah.
Rashida, when did you go?
I went in 2019, 2020. I went a couple years.
This was in 99.
The one in Miami.
He used to record out. He used to record out of Circle House. So I used to go over to Circle House and sit and kick it with him. They met his mama, Little Kim. Everybody coming through. They having, whatever. You know what I mean? So he parties, but I have never seen nothing. Hold on. I haven't seen anything out of just he liked to party.
He wasn't looking.
But Rashida, what did you see?
I was like, what is it called? Like Star Island? What is that place called over there?
Star Island.
Yeah. I mean, again, everybody was just having a good time. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
No cell phone policies?
I didn't get my cell phone taken, but I think it's because of who I was with. So I didn't get my cell phone taken.
Okay.
I know the Miami party, but he was around his family. But he does party.
I know them. I know the Miami parties probably be like the LA parties.
Mm-hmm. So we know what
partying. So did they have white girls on the table? Did they have white girl on the table?
White girl, Christina Aguilera. They go another
this
song.
Time it was popping motherfucking ecstasy pills. Bam.
I think I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, y'all. I'll be right back.
That's more I keep that white girl, Christina Aguilera.
But again, this is when you out just partying. You might bump into anybody. You might be partying with them for the night, or you might just be in the same section, or you might be in the same, club. It's not that you might know them personally. Hey, how you doing? I'm this and this and that, and they know you, and y'all got each other's phone numbers. You just might be with somebody that's out partying with the same people, and when you run in circles of, the entertainers and the athletes and all of them hang with each other. It's a very small sector.
So here's the thing. I know in just the circles that I've been in and the places that I've been, it's not necessarily about knowing anybody. It's about really just being like you sitting there observing, spectating, like, oh damn, that just happened. It's a lot of sometimes it's a lot of like, what the fuck did I just walk into? What did I just decide to allow myself to be a part of? And I think with the allegations that are coming out about Puff, the problem is I think a lot of people that have been around him that may not know him, but were just in the vicinity of like, yeah, I saw some weird shit. And now all this shit is kind of making sense.
But if we were in the age back then when I was hanging out, CJ, like we didn't have access to social medias. We didn't have access to the cell phones.
Never tell.
But you didn't have
that's what we were doing. Never tell. Now everybody's just exposing, and the things that he's doing is old shit. Some of this stuff probably 20 years old.
Yeah,
some of it's new shit. And everybody's intertwining everything now. Everything's coming out.
I don't think it's 20 years old. I think what's been happening
did a lot of shit.
Has been going on for 20 years and then some. I don't think it's 20 years old.
No. That's what I meant to say. He's been doing a lot of partying in his days. And again, we're in the age of social media where people are not keeping secrets anymore. I come from the age that I used to run with a lot of people and we used to keep secrets.
Still keeping it. I ain't telling shit.
And I know some stuff, and I could start my own little stuff and start spraying people. Bam, 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 bam. But I'm not.
Sticker. Fuck you and everything.
Like there's levels to it, right? Like, okay, yeah, some people like to party. Cool. Like that's you. But then like the levels to the allegations are different, right? So of course, like, yeah, you might see something. You might be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I didn't know you was like that or did that. Like, okay, cool. Like, but then again, what the allegations are in the media is like a whole nother stratosphere of what we're talking about, right? So again,
Right.
The stuff they talking about, you ain't seen at no parties. This was behind somebody's personal bedroom in their house. That kind of shit happened somewhere else. As many parties, as many parties as I've been to, as many studio sessions as I've had to be in, I ain't never seen nothing like that happen. I don't allow myself that exposure. But the kind of stuff they talking about, that's the type of shit that the only people that could speak on that is your personal assistants and people that work within the confines of you allowing them to come into your house.
Exactly.
Like my job didn't require me to go to his house, so there was no need for me to be there. And any parties that was going on, it was Star Island, it was album release parties for Arista, Bad Boy, whatever. It was never, So when it comes to that kind of stuff, the only people that can really speak on that is really, like I said, personal assistants, close friends that feel some kind of way. Maybe now they want to try to expose them. And his children and his baby mothers, like they can speak on it.
At the end of the day, them NDAs only go as far as you speaking to the public. But I know motherfuckers that's done signed NDAs that's still sitting here like, yo, bestie, let me tell you what the fuck just happened. Da, 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 da. And the story carries on from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think we gotta be careful in a sense to talk, like what goes on in a party, what you might see in a party is different from what might happen behind closed doors. Like, who cares? Everybody parties. If you go to the right party in Atlanta, everybody freaking parties. Like, okay.
And I think what happens too is we hear these things like, we hear parties, and I think the general public, they think like you walk into this mansion, and as soon as you walk into this mansion, it's like coke over there, strippers over here. It's not like that. And I think that image comes out the wrong way because now I know, I don't want every industry guy to get categorized into that. And I think what happens is when this narrative comes out, as soon as it's said that you work within a certain industry, it's like, oh, like you one of them, or you do this, or you've been to them parties, or do you? And not everybody does that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like Rashida said, we got to be real careful when we say when it comes out that way, because it's like the shit that Puff was doing, that stuff he was doing in his house, man. He was doing that behind his closed doors, and the levels of it, the levels of what he was doing. If he did that in public and nobody didn't do nothing, then everybody's full of shit.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's no way in the world I could have been in public and see him hit somebody like that and not be like, yo, what's up with you, bro? Like,
okay, I'm gonna say this to you. So could you have been in private and seen him do some of the things and turn your head?
Me personally, no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I'm not. What I stand on, there's no way I would let any man do anything like that in front of me. Period.
So that's why I'm saying
that sounds great, right? That sounds great. But at the same time,
it don't got nothing to do with no check. I don't
just
care.
feel like you gotta be in that situation, like so. And I'm not blaming nobody for maybe not telling or doing something. That's all I'm saying. Like, because again, it sounds great, but when you're really there, and you said, Murph, you were there, you've been in a situation like that. Okay.
I haven't been in that particular situation.
Exactly.
But I've been in situations where
he's been in situations where he was close enough to where it wasn't like a just public open type party. It's more of
no. I've been in situations where whether it was a friend or somebody and they got into an altercation with a female. That's what we discussing here. She just asked me if I was in private, would I allow something like that to go down? So basically, I'm saying to her, no, I wouldn't. And I've been in a situation where it might have been a friend or somebody I know might have got into it with his lady, and he might have been getting overly aggressive. I'm not going to stand there and just let you put your hands on a woman. I got a sister, I got a mother, I got aunts, I got women in my life that I wouldn't
So
allow
you on the
nobody.
payroll getting $1 million a year?
I don't give a fuck about no $1 million a year.
Hey,
But that,
I
so
just asked
that's
questions.
what I was saying. The type of
And
person
that's what I'm
that
saying. A
is,
lot of these people were on his payroll. A lot of these people watch things go on. And a lot of these people now, when the things that hit the fan, they're coming out and they're talking about it and speaking on it. And my thing was, when you was on payroll, you didn't have anything to say. So now, why are
You
you
want to
jumping
sell
on
your
the
soul,
bandwagon?
but that's if you want to do that. You know, again, that goes back to what I said about choices. If you want to make the decision to sit there and take the money, and because that's your livelihood, and you don't want to jeopardize that, then that's cool. That's what you choose to do. Me personally, if I'm good enough to get money from you, I'm good enough to get it from that person and that person too. So I'm never gonna compromise what I believe in just for the sake of a check. That's not me. I ain't never gonna do that. That's not me. So, is it weird that people all of a sudden is like everybody want to speak? It's very weird.
Yes.
It's very weird. But also too, when you're in a position of power and you're that type of person, you also have to be aware of the fact that there's people that's gonna look for any type of come up.
They don't fuck with you for real, so they want
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So when you put yourself in those predicaments, you're asking to be exposed, like Andy Cohen.